Hey, what's up guys? And first of all, let me just say that I've not cancelled anything, yes. I will tell you guys if I've cancelled something, so yes, there's no need to worry. I have not cancelled anything. I will be posting what if Naruto and his clan was betrayed, yes guys, so there's nothing to worry about. I have not cancelled anything. I will tell you guys if I'm cancelling something. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving you part 4 today of what if Naruto lost everything and traveled to the DC universe. Remember to give this one to 100 like as usual, share this stuff with your friends in your social media platform, and go ahead and check out the other what ifs I already post and enjoy those guys. And yeah, don't forget to comment down below and tell me if you're new so I can reply and talk back to you personally guys, yes. I want to greet you and welcome to the channel. So yeah, without further ado, wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So, the last part that we left off, the Justice League got back to their location as they had a meeting about Naruto Uzumaki. Speaking to one another, it was Flash that came up with the idea to allow him to join the league. Flash realized that Naruto seemed to have gone through a hell of a lot with what he talked about. He's not saying to just go ahead and trust the guy, but at least give him the benefit of the doubt for now. At least find a way to integrate him into the society. After all, it's a new world for him. He's been through a lot. He said that he just got here. There is no reason for all of them to pile on him already. That would just cause him to retaliate against them. So with that, the members agree. Clark was not that happy about it, as he seemed to not warm up to Naruto at all, in the slightest. So they sent Kara there, as Clark was the one that spoke to her about the rules that they came up with about letting Naruto join if he was going to. What was gonna happen? The moment she heard that, she was excited as she raced straight there after getting teleported back. She pounded on the door. As Naruto was not answering, she pulled her fist back. A few minutes earlier, Naruto had been woken up by the pounding as he already had a headache. Making his way down there, Naruto opened the door as her fist slammed right into his face by accident, throwing him right back down into the basement. She rushed down to check up on him. As he pulled himself back to his feet, she apologized for hitting him over and over, as Naruto spoke to her and calmed her down. So with that, she told him what the Justice League decided, as Naruto thought about the idea of just fighting all of the Justice League members. And, well, but that was just gonna cause chaos, so he decided against that one. And he decided to go with it, so after teasing her a bit because she was there, Naruto ended up arriving at the space station on out of space. Yes, he was a bit taken off guard as nature engine was not so fluctuation up here, so it was a bit strange for him. However, they quickly introduced him to the others as Naruto met them. They spoke as they write up a profile about him, Naruto writing in details. They wanted to test his physical capability as Naruto wanted to fight Superman as well, along with John, the Green Lantern that is. So with that, they made a hologramic city. Arriving down there, Naruto used deception first on them, as he used his clones and his attacks. Superman was weak against magic and Naruto chakra. It was kind of an oddity, magical in this world, so Superman ended up getting hurt by Naruto. So despite not having physical that much strength, yes, Naruto was strong, but Superman was a beast of strength. But because of Naruto's chakra, Superman actually got hurt, and Naruto was able to draw blood from the man. So that was a rather shocking feat, as everyone is surprised by that. However, Naruto was still not going all out because Kurama power did not come up one bit. As Kram said that he would only need a tenth of his power in case anything had to go beyond. Naruto ended up getting a bit too in the fighting as Naruto's eyes switched to red, as he could feel the bloodlust creeping up on him, the power fluctuation as he stopped himself. They noticed that as Batman was watching the whole thing. Naruto got hungry as he made his way to the cafeteria with Supergirl. As Ollie realized that she was all over this guy, she did not even know that she liked him that much, as he found it rather amusing. So with that, Naruto, well, he got to join the Justice League. It was not fully a member, but still, it was something. As Naruto ended up returning back home. Upon returning back home, he knew that Batman was going to be there to speak to him about more things. Batman wanted to know his weakness. As Naruto got kind of angry, the way he was talking about killing this and that. As Naruto told him that he wasn't promised that he was not going to kill someone. If someone truly deserves it, they will die, stopping anyone from doing anything. To commence and lose and cause more life, that was the best thing. Not to mention, Batman had let villains die before. Yes, he had let them die because even he realized the true threat that they pose. As Naruto showed him the door and made his way upstairs, he was done talking. None of them knew what he was truly capable of, and now, none of them had the slightest idea what was his weakness. As Batman started to take caution of that, he placed Naruto on the same level as Superman, the threat level that is. So yeah guys, basically let's let off, you guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourself, and what do you say? Without further ado, we jump right into this new episode. Let's begin now guys. The week leading up to Naruto, rotation was quite something. He was not going to take it for granted, tending to his crops, and enjoying his life on the farm. However, there was a rather awkward dinner. Kara invited Naruto over at the Kents for dinner. What Naruto did not know was Clark was gonna be there. Naruto knocked politely as he stood at the door. "Why am I doing this again?" he asked the beast within. "Because that girl you have a crush on asked you." "And you are a sucker," said Grandma, as Naruto sighed and looked up. Naruto was surprised as Kara stood in front of him. She was wearing a white sundress with flower petals stitched into it. "Like it?" she asked as she twirled for effect. Naruto nodded, scared to form words. "Come on in, silly," she said, grabbing his hand. "By the way," she whispered, totally rude for not complimenting her friend. As Naruto's brain finally kicked into gear, "I apologize, Kara-chan," he said. "You look wonderful in that dress." She laughed as she dragged him into the kitchen. That's when Naruto saw him. Clark Kent, the one who currently had a problem with him. He wasn't stupid. He knew why Clark had an issue with him. And he knew that it went past his willingness to kill. "Hi there, Naruto," Clark said with a fake smile, standing from his spot and walking towards him, sticking his hand out for a shake. Naruto whispered as he took the hand, "Do they know? Or do I need to use Metropolis cover story?" Clark was actually surprised that Naruto thought about his family. "They know," he said. "Okay, just wanted to be sure," said Naruto. Clark dropped his hand as they returned to the table. "So, getting everything ready for your rotation on protecting the world, Naruto?" Jonathan asked his neighbor. As Naruto nodded, a bit surprised that Clark would talk about league stuff around the family. "Yes, sir," said Naruto. "Just need to get a few things in the field prop when I'm not around. Speaking of which, Jonathan Sensei, would you mind looking after the crops while they're gone?" said Jonathan. "Not at all," he said. "You're a good man, using your powers to protect." "It would be my pleasure." Martha chimed in. "Clark mentioned that you came from another world. What was different about it?" To say that Naruto was surprised that Clark mentioned that, it was quite an understatement. "Well, quite a lot different in fact," said Naruto. "The best way I could describe it, it would be a mix between the Dark Ages and current times." That threw the family for a loop. Kara was the one to speak up and ask, "You mentioned daimyos once, and I looked it up. They were the lords of the land, right?" "Yeah, they were the tippy top of the government for each country," said Naruto. Clark asked the next question. "What made it like modern times then?" "Well, we had things like computers, electricity, TV, running water, but we didn't have cars or planes. Nothing like that." "So how come you like ramen so much, dear?" Martha asked as she set a plate of chicken, mashed potatoes, and veggies in front of him. "Well, part of the reason it was so cheap. I could actually afford it for meals. When I bought the instant stuff, the other part, the vendor there, he would sometimes give me free meals, said Naruto. Something that he said caught Jonathan's attention as he asked, "You said that it was something that you could actually afford. Where you were your family poor?" he said. "I mean no disrespect, just curious." Naruto smiled sadly at the man. "I understand your curiosity. No, my family wasn't poor. It's just, both my parents died the day I was born. And for the most part I grew up on the streets. None of the orphanage would keep me around for a week or more." Jonathan felt ashamed after Naruto's response, and it didn't help that Martha shot him a sour look after cheering Takara, who thankfully changed the topic of conversation for dinner, and dinner was less awkward. But throughout the fifth meal, Naruto felt like a fifth wheel, like he was there but he just did not belong. The four acted more like a family than he thought. I guess they would. They did raise Superman as their own child, but it did not take away from his personal loss. He still had no family to call his own. So, the day finally came as Naruto was ready. Bag over his shoulder, as he paged John. "One for a pickup," he said. It did not take long as he was whisked away. Naruto was still not used to it. "Can't you make it less awkward, Marv?" said Naruto. John raised his eyebrow confused. "Marv?" he said. "Yeah, you know Marvin the Martian," said Naruto. "Looney Tunes." Confused why John did not understand his joke. "I am unfamiliar with his Looney Tunes." As Naruto looked up towards the Martian, "Dude, you need to get out more," he said. With a sigh, Naruto walked off the teleporter pad and headed to his room. "So what do you plan on doing on this pile of crap?" said Krama to him. "Great boredom. I never thought I would miss all the life and death situations you place yourself in. Yes, they placed my life in peril because I was tied to you, but at least I was not bored." Naruto sighed as he let Krama ramble on in his brain. As Naruto started to put some of his uniforms into the provided dresser. With nothing aside from a dresser and a bed, Naruto decided to find something to entertain himself as he found himself back in the monitor hall. "Can I help you with something?" John asked politely, as he realized that Naruto was not leaving. "Nah," said Naruto. "I'm bored, and I felt like coming to keep you company. You seem kind of lonely. Up here all the time by yourself." John suppressed a smile. It was the first real time that someone decided to just hang out with him. "I appreciate that, Naruto," he said. "But while we wait for disaster to strike, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?" "Go for it," said Naruto, "though I can't promise I will answer everything." John nodded. "So how did you learn the language so quickly?" "I'm a very powerful psychic, but you don't have those powers." "Remember the clones I used on Superman and Green Lantern? Do you know a spar?" John nodded. "Well, it's a technique called Shadow Clone. It actually retained a psychic link to me, and when it dispels, I learn everything that it learns." John nodded in understanding. "That's quite the ability." Naruto nodded. "It's more a pain in the ass, really. When I learned English, I had a bunch of clones scouring the library, trying to make sense of it. It wasn't until I learned how to make one of the computers work with a Japanese to English dictionary. That is how I was able to hear how the words sound, and it made it easier. When I first tried to use the dictionary, English sounded weird as hell. Rather strange language." "So," said Naruto, "what's your favorite color?" "Come again?" "Your favorite color," said Naruto, "you know. Red, green, blue, orange, etc." "Why do you wish to know?" John said, still confused by the blonde's question. "Because you're my teammate and friend now, and friends know these things," said Naruto. "I see," said John. "I'm not sure I have a favorite color though." Said Naruto as he started to think. "I got it," said Naruto. "We'll make your favorite color black." "I do not believe it works that way," said John, as he was mildly confused by the blonde. And he was also wondering, was this really someone the Justice League had on their watch? But before Naruto could respond, an alarm went off. Bank robbery. KG Beast, Cheetah, Blockbuster, Chopperhead, and Deadshot. John spoke up, reading the names on the list. He looked up as he saw Naruto on the teleporter pad. "Oh, just waiting on the group of people that is supposed to be coming with me," said Naruto. John nodded, and soon enough Naruto was accompanied by Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and surprisingly enough, Batman. "Are you all coming because I'm going? Or is this just a coincidence?" said Naruto, knowing that 3 of the members that did not trust him were coming with him. "Coincidence," Batman said. He then turned towards John. "John, send us." Batman stopped dead in his tracks because John was wearing a black helmet that resembled Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes. "Yes, Batman?" One woman chimed in. Please send us down, John, she said. As John sent them down to Earth, arriving in front of the bank, Batman started barcode orders. Superman, take down Blockbuster. As soon as you breach the walls. Diana, you have Cheater. Lantern, Copperhead. Shinobi, take out Deadshot. I got KG Beast. The five nodded before heading in. Superman first being bulletproof, as he ran towards Blockbuster, who was shouting, Pound your heads! Superman caught his fists. Pound your own, he said. A quick jab to the stomach and followed up by an uppercut before knocking him back, as he was sent right into the wall. Wonder Woman was faring well against the agile Cheetah, blocking all of her claw attacks with her bracers. Diana saw her brace herself for a kick. She grabbed her leg and threw her into a pillar. Upon seeing Batman, KGB started to open fire, forcing Batman off course. Not easily to be beat, he threw a battery behind him, keeping up his movements with force. KGB into the path, disabling his weapon. Batman charged forward a vicious chop to the collarbone, followed by a roundhouse blow to the ribs. Finally a jab right in front of the face. KGB was down. Copperhead was leaping from pillar to pillar, avoiding engine blasts from Lantern's ring. Land on one as he whipped around it. I won't go down easy. Bearing his fangs at him as he tried to poison him. Copperhead was not expecting John to throw up a rock-hard shield as he slammed right into it and slid off it. Sure you will, said John. As for Deadshot, looks like I got the new guy. Too bad for you, kid. I once almost killed Aquaman. As Naruto did not really care, because these bullets were really slow, as he deflected all of them with a kunai. Lee could sneeze in a kunai by accident and it would travel faster than these bullets, Naruto thought. Deadshot saw what Naruto was doing and he was amazed. You're actually deflecting my bullets with that thing. As Naruto's eyes turned up into smiles. Yep. As Naruto then blurred away, he appeared in front of him as he flicked the kunai up. He slammed the blunt end of it right into his forehead, throwing him away as he crashed right beside Copperhead. Nice job, Shinobi, Lantern said, with an appraising look towards Naruto. Naruto was about to say something until he felt something off. Looking around. What's wrong? Said John. Lantern, we need a shield now, said Naruto. The other league members followed the example as they jumped forward John, bringing up the shield as a purple engine wave washed over all of them. Naruto blinked. The place was strangely bright. However, it looked funny. Devoid of all colors. But not black. Probably a different dimension, Green Lantern said. As Batman was looking around. I don't see any children, he said. That is because a child is responsible. They all looked up to see a woman, as she was glowing, in gold, wearing a face mask and a dress. A purple one that looked like it was in style 100 years ago. Morgan Laufey, Batman said. As Naruto narrowed his gaze, he could feel her chakra signature. One does not get old as her without knowing a few things. I mean you no harm, she said. My son Mordred has wronged this treachery, banishing all adults to the Shadow Realm. He banished you too, said Naruto, shocked that her son would do that to his own mother. Yes, even after I spent a millennia feeding him, bathing him, preparing him to be king. As she looked off into the distance, well, now we find out why he did this. Psycho overly attached mother, said Naruto. He whispered under his breath. Green Lantern had to suppress a chuckle as Diana smirked. Where did I go wrong, she said, bringing a hand to her forehead. But you're also a sorceress. Can't you just undo the spell he casts? Diana asked. She shook her head. He's got the amulet of first magic. He's grown too powerful. She turned her head towards the members. But if we all work together. You want us to defeat your own son, Batman said, doubting this claim was true that much. Fine, don't trust me, she said. Let him rule your world, your children, while we are stuck here for eternity. But, aren't we stuck here? Diana said, unsure of her plan. Not necessary, she said. I don't like where this is going, said Green Lantern. Me neither, Naruto said. It's the only way, she said, blinking through her gold mask. We have to do it, said Superman. Excellent, she said, bringing her hands up to cast. Wait, said Naruto. Will this affect our powers? She stopped for a moment. It should not. But there is a possibility. She then cast her spell. Meanwhile, Mordred floated down towards a girl in front of Fuzzyland. Seeing her crying, he landed, trying to look impressive. She glanced up. "Who are you?" "Your king," he said with a smirk. "And this is my kingdom." As he spoke, he lifted his arm, changing the amusement park into a dark, Mildred castle. "Follow me to my throne," he said, turning back to see the kids unmoving. Glaring at them, they got the message they followed. If he would have looked back a second later, he would have saw 5 figures appearing, their shadows looking dangerous until it slowly released to show that they were nothing but kids. "This better be temporary," said Batman, annoyed. "You sound weird," said Superman. "Wait, I sound weird too." Diana noticed she was taller than the others, especially Naruto, who was the shortest of them all. "I kinda like this," she said with a smirk, standing tall above them. Green Lantern kept on blinking, trying to focus. "What's the matter, Lantern?" said Naruto. Its voice actually sounding close to what it normally does. "I used to wear glasses as a kid. I guess I need them again." Green glasses appear in his face. "Wow," said John. "Surprised he could see. I didn't even try to make these." Superman laughed as Batman scoffed. "I hope not." However, Naruto turned towards him. "We have a mission to do. Focus," he said. As he turned back to the castle, "I have a feeling our king will be in the castle." "Move out," said Naruto, as he sped off, making his way up the castle path. Batman ran after him as Superman and Wonder Woman took to the sky. Lantern hung back for a second as he redo his glasses, getting a much better one. "Hey, wait for me," he said. "It isn't a race, guys." Meanwhile, in his castle, Mordred snapped his finger as toys appeared in a kid's hand. As he ran off, a girl walked up with her baby sister. "I think my sister is hungry." He snapped his finger once again as a cow appeared, with a lead already in the girl's hand. "Next," he said, already annoyed with the responsibilities he take on. He then saw 5 shadows. As he glanced up and started to laugh, the Justice Babies. "What are you laughing at, precious?" Batman said, as the others glare. "Mother sent you, didn't he?" said. He shot his hand towards the action figures he created earlier. "Never send a boy to do a man job," he said. Purple energy enveloped the toys, growing them larger and larger until they were slightly taller than 7 feet. Each one was a different color with a different weapon. "Kill these imbecile," Mordred said. Superman fly forward towards the red one in front of him with a mace. However, he wasn't fast enough as a mace slammed into his side, throwing him into the grey one with the hammer. Falling down and trying to recover, he was almost hit until Green Lantern shot an energy beam, gathering his attention away from Clark. Superman went to re-engage the red one from before, as Naruto and Batman went towards Mordred, trying to remove the amulet. A purple one swiped at Batman with claws, while a black one with a lance went after Naruto. Batman rushed up the thing's arm as he fired his grappling hook at Mordred, but he missed. "Ha ha ha! Stupid brat!" Mordred shouted. However, Batman pulled the cape back as a throne fell on top of Mordred, but the next second everything was levitated upwards. As for Naruto, he formed a Rasengan and drive it right into the thing. However, nothing happened. What the hell? The Rasengan that Naruto had formed had literally no control, as he jumped away as the lance slammed into the ground. "My control is shot to shit," said Naruto. "Well, let's go back to the basics," as he pulled out 2 kunais. Whipping 2 explosive seals on it, Naruto rushed forward as he jumped over the lance. The thing missed him by a hair, as Naruto slammed the thing right into his chest. He then slammed the other one into its back before kicking off. Boom! The thing exploded. As for Green Lantern, he was still flying away from the grey one, as he tried to smash him with a hammer. "I'll make a laser cannon. No, I'll make a missile launcher. Just pick something," said Batman, as Lantern landed next to him. Throwing his arm forward, a gigantic green boxing glove shot forward, slamming into the armor. The force of the impact broke it apart. Superman was dodging swings from the mace left and right, as he couldn't find an opening large enough. "Oh duh, heat vision," he said, as his eyes got red as he shot his beam forward, cutting the armor in half. "Oh yeah," he said, cheering before he flew down to join the others. The blue one that Diana was fighting had a spear that could shoot ice. However, with the use of her bracers, she avoided getting cut. It then tried to stab her with a point, as she brought both bracers up, blocking the point. Batman leaped as he started smacking it into the head, getting the attention away from Diana. The thing grabbed Batman and threw him. It then turned to run him through. However, Diana shot A super-powered punch right to its leg. As it started to crack as it turned towards her before, it crumbled down into nothing. "You okay, tough guy?" she said, looking down towards Bruce. "I'm fine," he said, getting back up. "That's not fair," Mordred shouted. "Get him," said Batman. As Naruto saw, "Wait, don't!" Mordred raised his hand, engulfing purple energy. "Playtime is over. Ice covered the league members. You will share the same fate as all my other enemies." "Execution," he said. The floor beneath them opened up. The ice broke away as Superman tried to fly up, however, magical energy bars stopped him. He was thrown back into the pit with the others from the backlash. Hearing a cranking noise, they turned to see. The door opened as bright red eyes looked towards them. Before it rushed out, the others got ready, however. The thing shot towards Naruto and rushed on the back of his coat and perched on his back, looking outwards. "What the hell is this thing?" said Naruto. As Naruto looked towards the baby demon that was now resting on his right shoulder. "Etrigan," Batman said, walking forward. "He must have been turned into a baby by Mordred." He walked toward Naruto. "How come the demon cling to you like that?" As Naruto shrugged his shoulder, but he knew why. "Kurama, did the spell make you younger as well?" Naruto mentally asked as both Batman and Superman threw looks Naruto away while the others looked for a way out. As Naruto did not hear anything. "Kurama?" However, he did not hear anything. "Kurama, where the hell are you?" he yelled. That's when he heard a squeaking voice. "I was avoiding talking with you during this idiocy." Naruto almost burst out laughing as he heard the cute squeaky voice instead of that dangerous voice of Kurama. "I am a 2,000-year-old demon of death and destruction. Now the strongest of the Bijou since we killed that 10-tailed beast. This is a disgrace to everything I am." As Naruto lost it as he started to laugh. "You mind filling us in?" Batman said, glaring at the blonde, as the others nodded. "It's nothing, sorry," said Naruto, "but I do have a way out of here." As Naruto walked into where Etrigan came from. As the others followed as he found the door. A door probably to feed the demon. The idiot actually thought his plan was gonna work, and install a door to feed Etrigan. Diana and Clark rushed towards the door. "It's not gonna work," said Naruto. That drew their attention. The baby demon on his shoulder nodded. "What do you suggest then?" Batman said, clearly not impressed with Naruto. As Naruto walked forward and placed hand on the wall. "I can't use over 3/4 of my ability due to the age spell. Unlike Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Superman, my powers were not given to me. I had to train them, work for them." As Naruto reached across the wall feeling for something, and because we were reverted into age, I lost all of that training. Finding what he was searching for, Naruto pulled a piece of paper out of the pouch in his belt. My first sensei believed in mastering the basics before anything else. From age 5 to 8 I was trained in the basics. Placing the paper on the wall, he stepped back. "One of those were chakra sensei," said Naruto, as he set off the charge. Boom! Magic and chakra here are vastly different, but they operate under the same principles from what I can tell. And everything has a weak point. You just need to find and extort it. Lesson number 10. As they stepped out of the castle, kids were all over running on the street, fighting, scaring each other and being delinquents. As Wonder Woman moved to a high podium. "That's enough," she yelled. As all of them stopped, one girl stuck her finger at her. "You can't tell us what to do. You're not our moms." "No, but I promise you we're gonna find all of your moms," she said, with authority. "And I'm gonna tell," she said, wagging her finger. The children all looked ashamed, the girl from earlier speaking up again. "Well, what should we do?" "Go outside and wait for your parents, now," she said. As she hopped down and sent a smile and wink to Bruce, before she walked off. "Your girlfriend is sure bossy," Lantern said towards the Dark Knight. "Well, Child Knight." "Shut it," said the Child Knight. The 5 of them found Mordred sleeping in a bed. "It was a rather goofy bed. He's asleep. We can take him," said Diana. "No," Batman and Naruto said at the same time, before they looked at one another as they turned their head towards the group. Batman turned towards Naruto this time. "Do you think you can get the amulet off his neck? It might reverse the spell." "I got something that should work," said Naruto. Nodding, Batman drew out a plan in the sand. Should that not break the spell, 2 of us should circle around to flank him, while 2 head in from the front. Shinobi will be the decoy in case his plan fails. As Diana got a shy smile. "I'll go with you, Bruce," she said. "Unless you want me to go with Clark." "Whatever," he said, annoyed. "I've changed my mind. I'm coming with you," she said, as she grabbed his hand and pulled him off. "What's up with them?" Clark said, clearly confused. Lantern face palm. As Naruto looked towards him like he was stupid. You know, for a dude. With 50 different types of vision, you're blind. Turning back to the target, Naruto nodded towards the other two. As he turned towards Ichigan, and gave him a nod as Demon hopped off his shoulder. Naruto brought his hand up. Transform, he said, as Naruto transformed into a black crow. As Naruto flew to see the best path to get the amulet. As Naruto found as he dive bomb, he grabbed it with his talon and pulled off. The feeling of being choked woke Mordred up, and before you know it, he was clocked by Wonder Woman, Batman grabbing his hand. As they were doing this, the world started changing back to normal. As Naruto landed as poof, he turned back into himself. I hate doing that. The others looked at him funny, so he elaborated. The transformation just disguised yourself. The shadow transformation actually turned you into whatever it is. But it hurt like hell when it's something smaller than you. Morgan and Elifay appeared in front of them, seeing that she had returned. They had won. Bargain's a bargain, she says. She waved her hand, casting a counter spell. Fully restored, Kurama shouted, "Hell yeah! I'm back to being at 2,000 years. Badass force of nature." "Who's bad? Who's bad?" he yelled. "You know I can hear you, right?" said Naruto. "Screw off," Kurama said. "What's gonna happen to him?" Batman said, looking towards the gag and bound Mordred. "You need not concern yourself with that, or us. We will never be bothering you again." As she opened a portal and pushed him inside. Well, circumstances aside, it was good being a kid again, Diana said, next to Bruce. "I haven't been a kid since I was 8 years old," said Bruce. "Agreed," said Naruto, sharing the same thing. As Batman put a finger to his ear. "John, 6 for pickup," he said. As he arrived, as Naruto noticed he didn't have the helmet anymore. You took it off." As John took the helmet from behind him, as he floated down towards Naruto. According to Flash, it is tradition that I say, "Well played." As Naruto chuckled and took it and placed under his arm. "How long did it take for someone finally told you?" "About an hour after you left, Wally." Could not contain his laughter, John said, cracking a ghost of a smile. Nodded, Naruto headed off to his room. "Hey kid." As Naruto turned to see Lantern. "Sorry for being kind of cold to you the other day." As Naruto raised an eyebrow at him. "It's just, we had someone on our team that misplaced our trust. And you have a lot of power, so it was hard for me to trust you right away. But you kept a cool head on the mission. You were able to help out a lot more than I thought. I'm still gonna be watching you, but for now, you're okay in my book, Shinobi," he said. As he stuck out his hand, figuring that that would be the best, Naruto held out his hand as well, as he shook his hand. So with that, he made his way off. John turned towards Clark. "You should probably do the same, big man." Clark rolled his eyes. "When I'm positive he's not trying to get to me through my family, I might." "Still not over the fact that none of them told you about him," said Diana. "It's not that. It's just Bruce cut him off. He could have been a pawn for dark side, or a new enemy that was able to see through your identity," Batman said. As he stood on teleporter, planning to return to Gotham. But he stood for a second longer. "He's a warrior, not a hero. And that scares you. Deal with it," he said. As he turned to John as he was sent away. "Jerk," said Clark as he stormed off. The others could see where Clark was coming from, but they felt he needed to cut the kid some slack. As for Naruto, he went to his room. Upon arriving towards his room, as he pulled out the sealing scroll with his stake inside, his hands started to tremble, though uncontrollably. "Monster, demon, give us our Hokage back." "Mom, where's my mom?" "You almost destroyed the village, you pathetic monster. You should die. Go back to hell." Kurama's eyes snapped open. Shit. "Kid, snap out of it. Unlock the stored up nature energy." However, Naruto seemed to be in some kind of trance. Kurama will have to do it though. As he closed his eyes, he focused on Naruto reserves. More specifically, the 7 points in Naruto's body. As Kurama slowly opened the one enabled area, filtering the natural energy out into his system. As for Naruto, he was sitting in the training ground with his sensei. "Do we have to get more teammates?" he asked. "Yes, we do, Naruto. We have been looking so far, but each Genin squad must have 3 people. You've been alone for 7 years with me. It's time to grow your circle." Naruto sighed as he knew that it was pointless to argue with the man as he stood up and closed his book. "Well, I believe that we should go and meet our cute new Genins. We're a bit late," said Kakashi. As he sunshine away with Naruto doing the same. Time skip. "How come you're not tied to a log?" a black-haired boy yelled, as he was in the same position with a pink-haired, green-eyed girl. "Because I was able to get a bell." He then turned back to his lunch. He only ate a few bites before He took up a piece with his chopstick. Eat. The boy was about to refuse until his stomach started to growl. Taking the offered meat, the boy started to chew as Naruto fed the girl. This went on until the bento was empty. Why did you feed us? Didn't Sensei say that we weren't allowed to eat? The pink-haired girl asked. Naruto nodded. He did, but we need to be at top strength to win this time. Time skip. Kakashi Teiko. There's another one, said Naruto, not breaking eye contact with Zabuza in front of him. 7 o'clock. Kakashi nodded, but Zabuza seemed to have heard him. Looks like it's time to come out and play, Haku. Time skip. You killed him. Naruto was washing blood off him. Why? Her tone was scared as she talked to him, more like scream. Naruto turned towards her. Sakura Haruno, he said. We are shinobi of the Hidden Leaf. We were tasked with the mission of protecting Tazuna, the bridge builder, from harm. Had we let those two live, he would have died, and the mission a failure. Naruto walked back to the house, his clothes still wet from the water he washed them in. He then paused. If you are uncomfortable with that, resign. Once we return. Time skip. He ran. He ran fast. He wouldn't let the traitor escape. His team was fighting the man Orochimaru sent to retrieve Sasuke. Are you gonna kill him this time? Naruto mental nodded at his partner. He survived the fight at the hospital a month ago because of Kakashi Sensei. He will not survive this time, Naruto mentally said back. Nothing more was said. Nothing had to be said. Naruto's eyes blinked as he snapped back into reality, those memories rushing through his mind. Taking a deep breath, Naruto noticed that he was on the floor, and his face felt sore. Guess I fell on my face, he said. Kurama snorted. That is an understatement. I'm sorry I could not do more about the dreams. Naruto got up as he picked the bottle up. Thankfully a lot did not spill out. It's alright. It wasn't your fault they started in the first place. Kurama felt sorry for his container. Out of all the Uzumaki's Iberi's cures, this man had it the worst. As a child he was chased and beaten until he was forced in the shinobi ranks. As a teenager he was an accomplished shinobi with a plethora of kills, but yet he was still treated lower than dirt. And then he was a war hero, the only survivor of Madara's dream. Yet he kept on fighting, kept on moving forward, never stopping. Out of all the container to bear his curse, this man had it the worst. And because of that he would always be the strongest. Kurama would pass on to the next world, tied to this man's soul. A final unspoken promise to the boy that was stripped of everything that he could have become. It is 3 in the morning and no one has called your room looking for you. Put the bottle down and get some actual sleep. Naruto took one last swig before capping it. He stripped off his clothing before he slid into bed, placing a kunai under his pillow. Time skip. Naruto slowly opened his eyes. His hand was resting on the kunai under his pillow. Thanks for last night, he said. Anytime, kid. Anytime, said Kurama. As Naruto got up and stretched, Naruto then blinked as he realized there was not a shower in his room. I wonder where the showers are, or if it's like the Anbu building, he thought. Naruto walked out of his room clad only in his boxers, attempting to find a shower. He passed by quite a few women as they all looked at his body. Finally reaching the locker shower area, Naruto dropped his clothes as he was about to step in. Well, I heard about it, but still hard to believe it. As Naruto saw a green arrow. Here to elaborate, said Naruto. Well, you see, you're supposed to come to the shower locker area in uniform, not struck through the hallways in just your boxers. I assume that it's indecent to do so, said Naruto. Oh yeah, big time. Hell, not even Flash would do that, and he's always trying to pick up chicks. As Naruto shrugged, I take it there's a place for my clothing not to get wet, behind the one-way window. As he showed Naruto where to place his clothing, so that he could not give a free show. Not that Naruto mind, but he had a feeling if Kara finds out about this, when she does, he would have a lump on his head. Once he finished showering up, Naruto got dressed as he headed back to his room. As many women were giggling at him and pointing, some of them blushing, as some of the men smirked at the balls on this new guy. As Naruto arrived to his room, wiping his key card, Naruto's hand immediately reached toward his pouch. Who are you? The room was dark, but Naruto knew. Impressive. A golden ankh symbol appeared in his room when it vanished. A man with a golden helmet walked through. Greetings, young one, he said. My name is Dr. Fate, and I wish to speak to you, alone. Naruto walked in and dropped his dirty boxers in the corner where he had placed his uniform the night prior, still gripping the kunai with his other hand. And what do you have to speak with me about, alone? Your nine-tail problem. In an instant, Naruto's blade pressed against Dr. Fate's throat. I would choose your next words very, very carefully. Dr. Fate held his hands up in a show of surrender. I just wish to talk, Mr. Uzumaki. In private, away from League eyes and ears. Pulling the knife down as Naruto still hold on to it though. If I find out that this is a trick, said Naruto, there won't be anything left of you to identify. Fate nodded before he clapped his hand and the both of them vanished in a bright light of gold. Arriving at a strange place, Naruto looked around. Did you even tell John that I was leaving? Yes. I told him that a few of us wish to speak to you alone about the differences between magic and this chakra you have. A few of you, said Naruto. Also, that was not the reason you just told me. It wasn't, but it was a way to keep the other members from swooping in. A voice got in. Naruto turned to see a red-haired man in a brown suit. I am Jason Blood, he said, sticking his hand out. However, Naruto did not shake his hand. Look, I know you have no reason to trust us, but please, let us talk. Fine then, said Naruto. Talk. Fate and Blood shook their head. I'm sorry, young one, but we must wait for another. Fine, said Naruto as he crossed his arms. The blade still, held securely by him. Like I said before, this is a trick. I'll remove you all from existence, said Naruto. There was a flash of light as Naruto turned to see a woman in a blue leotard, a black suit jacket, and black fishnet stockings. She had a top hat and a magic wand. I'm sorry I'm late, Jason, Dr. Fate. I got held up with a performance. The two looked towards her as Fate spoke. It's alright, Zatanna. We only just arrived. Enza, Fate called out into the air. Please be kind to bring us some tea, my dear. Sitting on one of the chairs in a circle in motion for the others to do so. Seeing nothing happen, Naruto sat down as well, the blade still being hidden by his arms. How did you know about the Kyuubi, said Naruto. I specifically left information about him out of my league roster for a reason. Jason was the first to answer. We understand why you left the information about him out. However, you came in contact with a demon known as Etrigan in your last mission, correct? As Naruto nodded, the reason he followed you is because he sensed the power of the far stronger demon inside of you. A being of immense power and destruction by the hierarchy of demons. Etrigan is bound to you in service. Fortunate for me, he still is. Fortunate, said Naruto, as Dr. Fate answered. Yes, long ago, the demon was bound to Jason through an instant. Regarding Morgan Fate, the woman whose son that you fought yesterday, his hold over the demon was wavering. Myself and the others keeping it up until yesterday. Now Jason has no issue from the demon. He is no longer trying to escape. He is no longer trying to be the old soul in the body. When questioned about it, the demon responded, if a lord as mighty as that hold respect for a human, then I can do you better, Blood. I have failed to hear a question throughout all of this, said Naruto. We apologize for that, Mr. Uzumaki, Zatanna said. We were just wondering how did you become bound to such a powerful force of nature? She was trying to ease the tension that the other two created by being too vague. What is it with magic users being so vague? However, this guy right here, he has the power to wipe out this planet. That is a long story, but to simplify it, my village was attacked by the Kyuubi. He was forced to do so. My father took my mother's seal work and sealed it inside of me, said Naruto. May we see the seal, Dr. Fate asked, as Naruto hand twitched. We just wish to make sure the demon won't try to escape. Etrigan was constantly pushing at Jason well. We just want to verify the Kyuubi will not do the same. It's a very, very powerful entity, and until recently, I thought it was a myth. Naruto snorted. I have held him for 19 years. I've contained him while I killed the enemies of my village and fought traitors. And while I went to war, he's not gonna come out ever. Period, said Naruto. You are positive of this, Jason said. 100%, said Naruto. If he try, it will kill him instantly. If he leave, I die. And we spend an eternity in the Shinigami stomach. All three were impressed. That must be some seal, Zatanna said in a whistle. If that was everything, said Naruto. Fate nodded as he clapped his hands together as Naruto was sent back to the watchtower. Do you think he was still in the truth? Zatanna asked. Ensign came in with a tea tray. Has your guest already left, dear? Naruto arrived back in his room as he placed his kunai back into his holster, walking back towards the communication pad. I see you have returned, John said. Yep, I have, Marv, said Naruto. Why must you insist on calling me that, John said. Why must I have a superhero name and you not have a civilian name? Once more, I find based on Flash rules to say, well played, said John, as he cracked another ghost of a smile, as Naruto laughed. He made his way as Naruto pulled out his notebook and wrote into it about a scantily clad magician that he just met. Too caught up in perverted giggles, Naruto failed to hear his door slide open, just like his previous master. However, he did hear the clearing of a throat. Slowly turning his face, all the color drained away instantaneously. "Oh hey there, Kara-chan," said Naruto. "What's you up to?" She had the sweetest smile on her face, but if you look carefully in her eyes, you could see there was an unbridled rage. "Oh, not much, Naruto," she said. "You wouldn't happen to be writing anything perverted, would you?" "It's a trap," said Grandma. Naruto changed the subject quickly. "So, has your rotation started once again?" said Naruto. She shook her head. "I had John change it to match yours. And when I got here earlier, I heard this gossip from a few ladies about you walking around in your boxers. Hey, it's not my fault. No one showed me where the showers were, or told me that I was to walk towards them out of uniform. Or, are you jealous that the others stare at my body?" said Naruto, as he smirked at the last one. Kurama was shouting and begging him to stop. However, Naruto still continued. "I just bet you can't wait to peek on me again, you little pervert, Kara-chan," said Naruto, as his eyes were curved up into an eye smile. The problem was he could not see until he fully opened his eyes, but he started to hear cracking as he saw her cracking her knuckles. "I'm gonna enjoy it." She flew forward as Naruto rolled away, as she landed right on the bed. "Oh, trying to get me in bed already? We haven't even had our first date yet." "Naughty, naughty girl," said Naruto. Naruto stepped back as she got bathed in red light, a wrath of feminine fury that's not even hell could compare to. Kurama shouted one final advice that his host actually listened to. "Run." As Naruto turned and ran, knocking a few members over as he did. They understand why though, as they saw the pissed off Supergirl. The lack of heat vision used was to stop others from getting hit by her wrath. It was all for Naruto, as Naruto was able to leap towards the pad. "You gotta send me to the most safest place that you know, and don't send Kara-chan there," said Naruto. Before John could ask, he heard the sweet voice of Kara. "Naruto, come out and play," she said, as John quickly entered the coordinates and sent Naruto away. She arrived and looked up towards the Martian. "You better send me to follow him, John." He became intangible and sank right into the ground. "Damn it," said Kara. "Where did you send him?" she said. Meanwhile, Batman's eye twitched furiously. "Get out of the Batcave, you moron," he said, as Naruto was clinging to the ceiling. "Hell no, not until I know that she's not trying to kill me," said Naruto. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other series. Yes, I indeed have 4 channels guys, that I post what if on every single day for guys to enjoy. So go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you guys. So yeah, without wasting any more time, what do you say we just get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace guys.